Something about Will and Jada's situation hasn't been sitting right with people. But lately, more details have started coming out, and now it's getting harder to ignore. Not just the entanglement, not just the slap, not even the separation. It's the pattern underneath all of it. Because the more you look at their story, the more it starts to feel like what we saw publicly wasn't the full picture. And once you see it, you can't really unsee it, because for years, Will and Jada were seen as the perfect couple. But what people didn't know is that behind the scenes, things had already started to fall apart long before any of it became public.
Basically, we broke up.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, I think from there, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship, absolutely. I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good.
That clip changed everything when it dropped. But here is what most people did not know when they watched it. Will and Jada had already been quietly separated for 4 years by the time Jada sat at that table and said those words. The entanglement, the confession, all of it happened inside a marriage that had already privately ended.
In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. I'm being called on in my life to love people and to protect people.
Same man, same year. Slapped Chris Rock on that stage, then walked back up an hour later and accepted the biggest award of his career. And the whole time, privately, he and Jada were living in separate homes. And in 2026, something new came out that made people go back and look at all of it again. Let's build this from the beginning. For years, Will and Jada were seen as the gold standard of a Hollywood marriage, married since 1997. 2 kids, matching red carpet appearances. The couple that talked openly about their relationship in ways other celebrities never would. Radical honesty, progressive parenting, the red table talk. They positioned themselves as the couple willing to have the conversations everyone else avoided. Then in October 2023, Jada revealed something that reframed everything. While promoting her memoir, she told the world that she and Will had been quietly separated since 2016. 7 years. The 6 years leading up to the Oscar slap, they were already living apart. The entanglement with August Alsina happened during those years. The red table talk confession also happened during those years. Everything the public watched play out as marriage drama was actually happening inside a relationship that had already privately ended. As of April 2026, Jada has confirmed they are still living in separate homes, still married on paper, still not filing for divorce, still showing up together publicly when the moment calls for it. Like Paris Fashion Week in January 2026, Will and Jada appeared together at their son Jaden's debut collection for Christian Louboutin, smiling for photographers, dressed in coordinating outfits, flashing peace signs at the cameras. It was their first joint public appearance in 4 months, and insiders who spoke to the press described what they were watching as a business arrangement, saying the couple had, quote, decided to present a united front, and that their personal worlds were filled with longtime employees who have proven their loyalty, and that it puts everybody in their orbit at ease when Will and Jada appear aligned and on the same page. A business arrangement, not a marriage, not a separation. A business arrangement where 2 people who have not lived together in nearly a decade still show up to public events together when the cameras are rolling. Now, here is where it starts to not add up. January 2026 was not just Paris Fashion Week for the Smith family. It was also the month that the full details of the lawsuit filed against Will Smith by his former tour violinist became public. Brian King Joseph is a professional electric violinist, a former America's Got Talent finalist, hired by Will Smith in November 2024. According to the lawsuit filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court on the 30th of December 2025, Their relationship grew quickly. Joseph was invited to join Will Smith's, based on a true story 2025 tour. The complaint alleges that as they spent more time together, Will told Brian King Joseph, "You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." The lawsuit describes that as the beginning of what it calls a pattern of predatory behavior. Smith's attorney has categorically denied all of these allegations. According to the filing, in March 2025 in Las Vegas, Brian King Joseph allegedly returned to his hotel room to find that someone had been inside. The room had been booked and accessed by Smith's management. According to the complaint, hotel security found no signs of forced entry, meaning whoever entered had a key. Joseph allegedly found items that did not belong to him, including a handwritten note suggesting someone planned to return. He reported the incident immediately to hotel security, police, and Smith's management team. And here is where it starts to feel off. According to the lawsuit, instead of investigating, a Smith representative confronted Joseph and said, "Everyone is telling me that what happened to you is a lie. Nothing happened, and you made the whole thing up." Days later, Joseph was fired. The lawsuit alleges he suffered PTSD and severe emotional distress as a result. The case is currently working through the legal system. And this is where people started to feel like something wasn't adding up. Because while Will was dealing with that lawsuit, Jada was dealing with one of her own. In November 2025, a man named Bilal Salam filed a $3 million lawsuit against Jada Pinkett Smith. Salam identified himself as a former associate of Will Smith's and alleged that Jada approached him at a private gathering at a movie theater in Calabasas for Will's birthday in September 2021, allegedly threatening him and demanding he sign a non-disclosure agreement. Jada fired back, filing court documents to have the case dismissed. She called Salam's claims false, uncorroborated, and made to generate attention as part of an ongoing public campaign of harassment directed at her and her family. A Los Angeles judge denied Salam's request for a permanent restraining order in February 2026, citing insufficient evidence. The $3 million lawsuit itself is still working through the courts. Two lawsuits, two Smith family members, filed within weeks of each other, both involving people from their inner circle, both alleging behavior at private events the Smiths say never happened. And this is exactly the kind of pattern Cat Williams has been talking about. Not about Will and Jada specifically, but about the way the industry manages narratives, how public moments of drama and confession almost always serve a purpose, how the thing people are watching is rarely the thing that actually matters, how every time something comes out, something else is happening in the background that nobody is looking at directly. The entanglement confession at the Red Table Talk came after years of quietly managing the separation. The Oscar slap happened the same night Will won Best Actor. The memoir came out after years of silence. The Paris Fashion Week reunion came in the same month the lawsuit details became public. None of these things prove anything on their own, but when you line them up, something feels off. And there is one more layer that does not get enough attention: the financial picture. Reports from early 2026 describe Will Smith's monetary situation as increasingly precarious, despite his ongoing projects. He and Jada have been selling properties, including a Maryland home and a Woodland Hills residence. Their primary estate in Calabasas carries maintenance costs that insiders describe as enormous. The Bad Boys franchise generated over $400 million at the box office in 2024. But analysts noted that success relied heavily on the franchise's existing fan base rather than Smith's individual star power. A source told one outlet, "Will's not bringing in the kind of cash you'd expect to sustain the kind of lifestyle he and Jada enjoy." Meanwhile, Jada signed a Paramount deal for her production company. Will signed a first-look deal with Paramount for new films. Both of them are actively rebuilding. And through all of it, they keep showing up together publicly. Paris Fashion Week, Valentine's Day pillow gifts, coordinated outfits. Insiders describe this as a business arrangement, a deliberate choice to protect their careers, their studio, and their employees by maintaining the appearance of alignment. Now, here is the part that people who have been watching this family closely for years keep coming back to. Will Smith built his entire brand on being the safe choice, the reliable one. For 3 decades, from Fresh Prince to Ali, to The Pursuit of Happiness, then on to Oscar night, Will Smith was the industry's most consistent, most bankable performer. His public image was not just good, it was almost engineered, deliberately warm, deliberately family-friendly, deliberately controversy-free. And Jada matched that. Red table talk, radical honesty, progressive parenting. The Smiths were the Hollywood couple willing to have the conversations everyone else avoided. But the picture that has emerged over the last few years is something different. A separation kept secret for years while the public watched what looked like a marriage. An entanglement with a vulnerable young man who was their son's friend. An Oscar slap that Will himself described as happening in an emotional fog he still can't fully explain. A parenting approach, Will admitted, was a very, very, very terrible mistake. A son who said he spent most of his life trying desperately to feel normal and couldn't get there. A daughter who shaved her head at 11 and publicly broke down before pulling herself out of a world tour. And now, 2 lawsuits filed in the same month, involving people in their orbit who say things happened behind closed doors that the Smiths say never happened. What is notable is not just what the lawsuits allege, it is the response to both. In both cases, the Smith camp moved quickly to dismiss the claims entirely. In both cases, the alleged incidents involved private gatherings, private rooms, moments that happened away from cameras. In both cases, the people bringing the claims were connected to the Smith inner circle, not strangers, but people who had access, who were trusted, who then claimed something went wrong and found themselves facing the full weight of Smith family legal resources. Whether those claims are true or false is for courts to determine. Will Smith's attorney has categorically denied the Brian King Joseph allegations. The judge found insufficient evidence in the Salam case against Jada. The legal record, as it stands today, has not established wrongdoing. But the pattern of the situations, separate from their legal outcomes, is what people are noticing. And when you add all of it up, the 7-year secret separation, the entanglement, the Oscar slap, Will's own admission about the children, the 2 lawsuits, the business arrangement appearances, what does the picture look like? Is this a family that went through extraordinary public pressure and made some very human mistakes along the way? Or is something about this story still not fully in focus? If you watched our last video about what happened to Jaden Smith inside that house, this conversation adds another layer, because the Jaden story and the Will and Jada story are not separate. They are the same story told from different angles. Drop your side in the comments. Something clearly feels off. The question is what it means. Stay tapped in for more gossip.